Toastmaster Ranjani.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. I am from Ranjani Toastmaster Club. We have Kishore also from the same club. Have you all ever thought, how many days are you really, really happy? Because while I was reading some long time back, I saw somewhere that, about 80% of people are not really happy. So I said, is that right? Seriously? I said, let me just check. So I sat and wrote in my calendar, how many days am I really happy? I mean, out of 10, maybe you gave about 8 out of 10. And I was astounded. I got 1, 2, 3. 3 days in a whole month. That is 36 days in a whole year. I could say I was really happy. So that is pathetic. I mean, what do I do about it? I mean, I don't want to live my life, the whole entire life just being, just there. And not really living life king size. And like it was manna from heaven. I just found this book. It's by a very famous psychiatrist called David Burns. And this book is called Feeling Good. And this is like a mood therapy. And for just all of us who go through life, not with having any kind of serious mental issues, but everyday things which we are not able to take it. And what does he say? He reiterates. He says, you think, therefore you feel. What you think is that's what you're going to feel. Your mind is like a computer. Garbage in, garbage out. So you think sad thoughts, you're sad. You think happy thoughts, you're happy. You think angry, you think as you feel. So what does he say? He gives you 10 things how mind gets twisted. I'm not going to go through all the 10. I'm just going to tell you the 4 which kind of transformed my life. From somebody who was not really living life to really thinking that every day, how much do I get out of 10? Maybe 6, 8, I'm always there. And what does he say? The first thing is twisted kind of thinking. It's all or none thinking. All or none. So what is the person who feels here is either you're a success or you're a failure. There is no in between. There's no in between. So there's no gray area for us in this. So why do you think people like V.G. Siddharth, how much he has achieved? He has given jobs for 30,000 people, for God's sake. But what did he do? Just because his thing failed, he just commit suicide? Come on. Just one failure and that's it? How much more has he done? He never thought about that. And here and all of us go through this. We kind of project only the negatives and we kind of diminish the positives. So what would Siddharth have done? He would have said, that's it, I have only created 30,000 jobs, I haven't done this. But the rest of us will say, my goodness, the number of things he has done. But in his mind, he's trivialized whatever he's done and he's magnified whatever he hasn't done. That all of us go through that. That is all or none thinking. The next thing is overgeneralization. And this I would do all the while. See, running a dental clinic is some days you get so many patients. The next month it may not be so. So the moment the month will be dull, I would think that's it. There are not many patients going to come. I'll have to close my clinic. I'll have to think of something else. It's a domino effect. You start thinking and you go on. That's it. Nothing more. Because once you start thinking that a negative kind of a thing, you think that's all is going to happen. There's not going to be any positive. There's not going to be change at all. That is called overgeneralization. The third one is all or none thinking. Either you have a positive thing or you don't have it at all. And the last one I would think is
Let's repeat.
Something called fortune telling. This is like, I would again do that. As a sensitive person, I would be going on the road and I would see a friend and wave. And she wouldn't wave back at once. What have I done something wrong? Have I said something wrong to her? Why is I'm sure she's angry with me. I'm sure she hasn't picked up my calls. I must have done something wrong. It would have never stopped to think. She would have been thinking about something else. Like, all of us go through ups and downs. She must be also going through her misery. Oh, she hasn't even thought about you. She hasn't even seen you waving. But this will go. This is fortune telling or mind reading. Where you start thinking that you already know what the other person's got. And believe me, you've been absolutely on the other end of the spectrum. He would not even be thinking about you. And the last one is, what is really helpful to me is should statements. This is something where we always do it. We should do this. Unless if I should pass this exam, then only I'm going to be a success. Could I have some water, please? And the other one, with, if I should have so many friends. If I don't have so many friends, I'm not a success. This kind of a thing where you have shouldisms, this is something which will really bring you down. So what do you do about this? So David Burns says, whenever you're down, you sit down and make 3 columns. And you think to yourself, how much am I? Am I a 5? Why am I a 5? What happened? Oh, my boss was mean to me. Well, your boss was mean to you. That's why I'm sad. You ask yourself, you treat yourself as though you're talking to another friend of yours, who's slightly younger than you. You be your best friend. You ask. You say, you mean your boss was mean to you? Is that the only thing? I mean, has he never been nice to you? You would have to say, yeah, he's kind of been nice. See, there'll be other times you can do better. Or I didn't do so well in this exam. So what? Are there no more exams? Have you never done better in other exams? You have to say, once you keep talking to yourself, your mind will give you answers. You go on this way, and so that you talk to yourself, come out of it. This is called cognitive reasoning, cognitive therapy. In conclusion, I will just tell you a small snippet from one of our Anthony Robbins, one of his books, and he says how you think what you feel. So he tells us this little story of how he used to live in, or still does live in, a beautiful house on a hillock. And people have to walk around and come there, and that is just absolute like paradise. And when people would come up and see that such a beautiful place, they would be all smiles. But the moment he would come and say, how are you today? The straight shoulders, everything would be like, oh, I'm so unhappy, I'm so depressed, blah, blah. So right through their walk, they have not thought about, the negative things. But the moment they ask, how are you today? Everything comes back. So ladies and gentlemen, you think, if you want to be happy 24/7, think happy. Think, that's what you're going to feel. Thank you.
Questions?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to walking out. Yes. Open to questions.
Can you repeat the name of the book?
Name of the book is called Feeling Good, a Mood Therapy by David Burns. He's one of the most famous psychiatrists from the US.
Is it possible to actually think happy when we are not in a position to think in a positive way? If we lost someone who is very close to us, in that case, what we are supposed to do?
See, in that case, if it's a major grievance, it's a different thing, yes, because you have to allow yourself to grieve. Then only you will get closure. That's a totally different part of it. This Feeling Good book is for people who, it's not like this. This is a major thing. It's not like where you have to grieve, etc. But if you have to grieve and get over it, you still can. Give yourself enough time to grieve. Then you have to talk to yourself. What if your friend comes and tells you, look, I am so sad because I lost XYZ. So what would you tell? What would you tell that person? Automatically you would say, no, come on, life has to go on. Things will happen. Yes, you allow yourself to grieve, get over it, but take the next step. See, every step forward is a step to success, getting better. So think of that. So however you're going to tell, you talk as if you're talking to your slightly younger than you, a very good friend. How would you tell him to come out or her out of the situation? Is that right? Anybody else?
We're talking about this team thinking.
Yes.
Like you were mentioning about, when you get fewer patients, you normally think that you take a little, you feel people may not come. So you normally have a tendency to have a belief that everything will collapse.
come out of this is then again you talk to yourself. You say, look, suppose my business closes. So what would you do when some friend of yours comes and says? So you will tell them, no, is it really going to close? Have you not had ups and downs in your life? Now take a graph. You can just give a picture to him. Take a graph, tell me the whole year, how many times has it been up, how many times has it been down. So then you can tell yourself, oh yes, this month was up, this month was down. Come on, this will go on. Today, this is the cycle of life. One day it's up, one day it's down. Again. Any time you stop to talk to somebody, just talk as though that person is your closest friend, slightly younger. So you will have that patronizing attitude. So you will bring out the best as you're a teacher, as you're a parent. And that at once brings you, your mind will start thinking, giving you the answer. Did I answer your question? Yes, anybody else?
How do you define success versus happiness? Feeling good is all about being happy.
Yes. See, for this I must say, because there was a very, very good quip by a very famous comedian, Jim Carrey. He says, why are we all running the rat race? We want money, we want fame, we want success, but actually we are only looking for happiness. We think money, fame, success is going to give you happiness. So that's what he says. He says, I want every person on this planet to be very rich, very successful and very famous, so that they will realize that's not what is going to give you happiness. Happiness comes from within. So why do you have so many big people who I think looking at their lives, you will say, what is there, In Tamil you will say, why are they jumping off? Why are they writing really, really pathetic short stories and saying that's it? A very famous surgeon, I'm sure you know, he just jumped off because these people have shouldisms. I should do this, then only I'll be a successful. And they have hold very tall bars for themselves. Others would think they have achieved so much. But in their mind, they'll say, unless I do this, I'm not successful. For a person like V.G. Siddharth, what would you think? He has everything. He had everything. But why did he take the extreme step? Because he couldn't take that. Business is up and down. That's how it is. He has done so much. We would think in his life that's enough. Done this much. It's we've done really so much. But for him it was not enough because his bar is so high. He had set the bar so high. Which is sometimes you have to tell yourself, I have done enough. It's okay, you can be content.
You're not telling something that is opposite to Toastmasters, because if you are looking into that aspect, you are saying that, okay, if you are not setting your bar higher, you will and you are not working towards achieving it. So how do you define if you are not successful in that sense? And then the other aspect of that is, if you don't set it up, you don't achieve it. And you say, I'm content, I'm happy now. So that will not also not work.
That's a very good question. It's a trick question. See, here, I would think is that we have to be realistic. We have to draw a line for our own selves. And for that, if we think we don't know what line is, we can have a mentor for you. And you can see, you can define your success, but basically if somebody has achieved so much and still feels he's not successful, then we know there is a disconnect. But in our lives, if we are just taking small steps forward, we are going upward. And then we set our limit there. Then anybody would say that is being realistic. Taking a jump from here to here is fine. When you're already there and you say you haven't achieved much, then you have to really think there is definitely a disconnect. Did I answer that?
How this sorry, I'm not getting it.
No, please. I think that this is the whole idea of having a question answer session.
What you just said is that
So for 6 minutes.
basically we don't have to look at set bars for ourselves. How much we can achieve. That's where most of us have been not here if they were not part of it. I have to set a very high bar.
You have to, I agree, you have to set a very high bar. But what I'm only trying to say is, when your aspirations are not met, when it's not met, you shouldn't go into depression. See, that's what, because the whole idea of my talk today is, why are we unhappy? Why do we feel sad? because of expectations not reached. There's so many things. That's why this is the twisted way of thinking. When we think that we have set our bar somewhere and we have not achieved that. But if that is going to make you feel unhappy and depressed and sad, you have to be rational and you have to decide how you get out of it and come on top of it. The whole idea of Toastmasters, yes, it is for us to come out, to step up forward. But here I am saying if it's going to spiral you into depression and to feel sad, then you have to talk it out of that. That's the whole idea when you have this twisted kind of thing. You talk it out. When you say this is your aspiration, haven't reached it, if that's going to make you sad, then you ask yourself, am I really doing the right thing by feeling sad because I've not achieved my goal? Shouldn't I try better? Should I make me kind of depressed because of not reaching my goal? You understand? Because having when you have a counterproductive thought, you're not achieving your goal, you're only going to be depressed, and you're being you're going around in circles, you're not stepping up. Is anybody else?
Your thought and if I ask, you say that skills gives you a lot of success.
Sorry?
Skills gives you a lot of success. You have a capability. It is achieving your, let's take Siddharth example. He has done a lot of right investment. He has made a lot of things. But the same skill when you fail, your attitude doesn't support that was the message which you try to say. When you talk to yourself or a friend, it's an attitude also sharing, where you are sharing and you are opening up. So that is what your message.
See, if I've understood right, you're saying that even though you have achieved so much, your attitude is not keeping up with your achievement. Is that right?
I was trying to say that the skill gives you a lot of success because if you have a very, as you said, professional engagement, you have an SLG, it becomes more. But sometimes things goes wrong, where your skill will not be helpful, but your attitude will help you to come over.
Yes, that is right. So you are saying that even though your skills haven't helped you, your attitude helps you to, yes. That is very true. Because what I am trying to say is, in spite of these people who have achieved so much and they are so successful, they don't have that part of the attitude, they don't have that mental strength to take it saying that, so what if I fail? That is the power of failure. So what if you fail? So if you keep telling yourself that's going to make you take the next step. So this is the most important thing. That is the beauty of a failure. The more you fail, the more you learn how to take a step forward. But not for people who cannot do it. Like Siddharth, we thought he had achieved everything. But yet he failed in this way.
I have a question.
Yes.
There is typically these national averages are given. Countries are listed on the basis of which country is happy, which is not.
Yes.
How do you fit that into your philosophy that you're proposing?
They say, I think Bhutan is the happiest place on this planet. See, I can tell you by my experience. See, I used to be, before I actually read this book, because I would every time, draw something. If my clinic does well, I'll be happy. If, I'll draw like a shoulder. My clinic should do well, then I'll be happy. Once I started doing this, see, your outlook changes. You stop feeding your mind with negative things and you start talking to yourself. So this whole, maybe, people of Bhutan, they could have, that could be also a racial thing of being content.
Or religious?
Could be. Spirituality also might. Nowadays, of course, we think that the spirituality part of it is not there because more of the world is becoming atheist. So maybe there is more of unhappiness also there. But spirituality and having somebody you feel you can depend on, or you can, you feel that you can open up and talk to your favorite god or whatever. That's definitely a very big shoulder of support.
Yeah, but my question is, where does the religion get superimposed in the book? Is there any correlation between the two?
The book, no, there is nothing.
It's
It
secular.
is plain by a psychiatrist's part of view, and this is a plain a medical thing.
Thank you.
So, based on what we discussed.
Can I just ask a question? He's pointing the green. What does that say?
Yeah, how many minutes more?
Yeah, 2 more minutes.
2.
Based on the discussion, like what you think is what you become.
Yes.
But we cannot stop negative.
What you think is what you feel. My topic is what you think. So you think sad, you feel sad. What you become is no, it's totally different.
Maybe I might be, I don't know, like I'll ask the question in case
Yes, yes, please tell it.
So, but we cannot stop negative thinking. So how does the negative thinking impacts the outcome, and how do we stop it, or how do we overcome it?
Yes, see, negative thinking, that is, I feel is what we have to think is the power of now. You have to live and be at the moment. Be mindful of everything. So when you have negative thoughts, you have to make an effort to stop those negative thoughts. Because they are like, like bandits or like gremlins, they say. For anything, when I was writing the book, the first thing I would say, nobody would read it. What is the point of me writing? Suppose I get negative comments. All these are eating into your brain. And anything and everything you do, you will have 100 negative thoughts sitting on that. So again, suppose if somebody comes and tells you, I've got these negative thoughts, I'm not going to write the book. So what would you tell them? Say, don't be silly. Before even taking a step, how could you know that the outcome is going to be like that? So you have to counter that. Talk to your mind and tell them to stop having these negative thoughts. This negative thought, how you can control it, that's another speech. Yes, she's told me the red light. How many more questions? That's it.